she approached me a couple times, and she'd asked me to agree to things that I knew were wrong. I couldn't believe what her intentions really were, being an elected official.
And we're just trying to, conduct an interview. Yes, thank you.
She's not interested.
Oh, she's not interested. Okay, story of my life. Okay, then. David Menzies for Rebel News here in Richmond Hill, Ontario. Well, folks, guess what? Richmond Hill councillor Karen Cilevitz, she's back in the news for all the wrong reasons. Now, before I get into the latest problems dogging this councillor, if the name rings a bell, it's probably because of a video we did a few years back. Do you remember when Karen Cilevitz was actually badgering and bullying a stage 4 cancer survivor? That would be Steffi Goodman. Here, check out this voicemail. It's one for the ages.
Hi, Steffi. This is Karen. I've left you a text message, and I've left a message for Matt Bergman as well to call me back. I've just been informed that he's going to be naming your Sunday night music event at Archibald's the Ward 5 Music Jam or Music Fest, whatever it is he's going to be calling it. Please be advised that nobody but Richmond Hill councillors use the term ward in any event unless you are a councillor. If Matt Bergman and you, because you are York Region Open Mic and this is under your name, if you in any way name your event, which does not have my sponsorship or my authority, as the Ward 5 Music Jam at Archibald's on Sunday night, I will take legal action against both of you and your company. This is not a joke. I'm away for the weekend in Collingwood with Derek. I don't need this kind of aggravation. I don't need it from the likes of Matt Groupie, and I certainly don't need it from the likes of you. I don't know what it is that I've ever done to you or I've ever done to Matt Groupie. So you can let him listen to this if he doesn't have the balls to call me back. But be advised, Steffi, that if you in any way, or if Matt Bergman in any way calls your Sunday night jam at Archibald's the Ward 5 event, there is going to be serious problems that you are both going to have to deal with legally. Nobody does this. It is just not done. Only councillors who are elected to wards use that terminology. I would appreciate it if you call me back or you send me a text and you assure me that this has been taken care of by you as this is your event. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so as a result of that, the Integrity Commissioner fined Ms. Cilevitz something like 90 days' salary. She's received so many fines now, I think it's an entire year's worth of salary is going into the fines. But just wait till you hear the story of my guest, Patty Burton Garcia. You see, Patty was, for a brief period, an employee of Karen Cilevitz, and this is a story of fraud and extortion. It is unbelievable. Now, Patty, we know going back to last December, it is a matter of public record that Karen Cilevitz and her boyfriend, Derek Christie, have been charged with fraud over $5,000. It's going through the courts right now. We believe there has been a guilty plea issued, but what nobody knows is your story. You were the victim of this fraud, and it is an astonishing story. Why don't we take it back to the summer when you were originally hired by Karen Cilevitz? What happened?
That summer, I had been campaigning for her for the last election, enjoyed it quite immensely. She came over as a brilliant, bright woman, and unfortunately it was a good friendship gone awry, gone wrong.
She gets reelected. She has, as all the councillors do in Richmond Hill, a budget of $25,000 that they can make use of. They can hire an assistant, and indeed, she decides that she'll hire you as a part-time assistant. And what happened from the time you got your first paycheck?
She hired me because I thought she was hiring me my love for the Hill, my love for politics. However, she had a couple conversations with me, and then I believe she hired me because she had mentioned that her spouse, she couldn't hire him and she needed some help. He needed some help, and she just couldn't hire him because of the marrying spouses.
Be like a conflict, I guess.
A conflict of interest with the city. Nevertheless, so she approached me a couple times, and she'd asked me to agree to things that I knew were wrong, but I thought at the same time, though, that I couldn't believe what she was saying on the other hand, because she's an elected official.
And the wrong factor here, Patty, you get your first paycheck. You're getting approximately $900 every 2 weeks for your part-time work. And when you get your pay, what does Karen allegedly say to you?
I'm going to say it point blank. She asked me to do something that was illegal.
You told me off camera that the crux of the matter is you would get your pay, and Karen Cilevitz would say to you, okay, it's $900, $800 for me,
100 or 200, whatever it was, and you pass the rest over.
So you're working for $900 every 2 weeks approximately, and she's saying you can have 100 or 200. The rest of the money, the lion's share, $700 or $800, is going to me and my spouse Derek Christie. I mean, what was your feeling when you heard that? You're doing work. You deserve to be compensated. Why is she putting a claim on this money?
She was putting a claim. I knew she wasn't happy about something. I tried to deter her from doing this. I tried to ask her to get some help with whatever her intentions were. I hung in there to see if it would continue, and it didn't. It was through the worst snowstorms, the worst weather in the winter of me coming out and bring it to me, and it was like put it in an envelope.
In terms of it being cash, right?
Between having two knee replacements coming up. This is before COVID just hit too. Yeah. So I couldn't believe what her intentions really were, being an elected official. I couldn't believe it. And I stuck with her but I also started keeping notes. I can't go any further than that right now because her thing's not over yet, but I
No, you showed me detailed notes
of telling me who to speak to, who not to speak to at the city, who treated me like a kindergarten student.
But you know, Patty, what I find incredible about this story, Cilevitz has this $25,000 sum that she can play with in terms of, say, hiring someone like you. But really, the end goal was she wasn't interested in somebody helping her out. She was interested in the money. So you get paid, and then she takes the lion's share of that paycheck from you. I mean...
But it was the conditions she had me come out and do that for her. And it was through all the threats of cutting my employment early and writing letters, which I believe she wrote one anyways to the city. It was almost like it was my merits inside her body.
Well, you know what? This is an important point, because I think, and I guess a court is determining this, the idea of taking your money, most of your paycheck, that's the fraud part. The threat of you being terminated if you cause trouble for her, that's the extortion part. I mean, you said that you considered this person a friend and that she was doing good work.
We were good. You know, I love people. I love the community. we had many events down in this park here. It was nice, but I didn't believe how much. I didn't know what exactly her troubles were. She didn't say too much, but I'm not a stupid person either.
Well, I think, Patty, what her troubles were is, from what I understand from other sources, she is essentially broke. She's lost most, if not all, of her salary through Integrity Commission complaints and fines. And she saw this as a way, I guess, to pay the rent. She lives in a condominium just down the street here that she rents. But that being said, this seems to me, and I think any reasonable person, grotesque that you do this work and every 2 weeks you're only getting $100 or $200. She's getting the rest. Here's the deal. This comes to an ugly head when it came to tax time. You had your taxes done, I understand, and the result was, because on the record, you're being paid that $25,000, even though you're only receiving a fraction of that amount, and you have a tax hit of more than $4,000.
Which I've never had in my whole career, not paying more than $200. But when I saw that,
Yeah, so now you're not working for a pittance. It's like you're in negative territory. You're underwater.
Still paying for it because of that. Because of that, I became not bankrupt, but an insolvency. Having a trustee cutting up three credit cards.
Are you thinking of any kind of civil litigation?
No, I need peace. I mean, I have a good police pension, but with that other problem, this problem, I'm not happy, but I'm content because I'm paying my bills, but with grave difficulty, and being with a trustee at this stage of my game, when I came from a very good, reputable job.
Well, you know, Patty, Karen Cilevitz doesn't tend to return our calls or emails anymore, but we're going to continue to reach out to her. We're even going to pay a personal visit down the road here and see if she'll come on camera to give her side of the story. I highly doubt it, but I just want to thank you sincerely for making time for us, and I'm sorry that you went through this. It is inexplicable, and
live and learn. Live and learn. I want you to know one thing. I wish her well, but I hope she finds her way real soon. And the municipal bylaws for the election time, for our elections. What do you call it? Municipal bylaw elections, Canada. They have to change.
Well, folks, we're at the Richmond Hill condominium where Karen Cilevitz lives. You know, we always want to get the other side of the story, so let's pay a house call and see if she'll come on camera. How are you doing there?
Not too bad.
Yes, we're just here to see Karen Cilevitz, please.
Expecting you?
No, my name is David Menzies. I'm with Rebel News, and we're just trying to, conduct an interview. Yes, thank you. Oh, she's not home?
She's not interested.
Oh, she's not interested. Okay, story of my life. Okay, then. Well, thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You have a good weekend.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, folks, we did reach out. You saw what the security guard said. Karen has said she's not interested, so we can't give you her side of the story, but we're going to follow this as it winds its way through the courts. Stay tuned for further developments on what is surely one of the most outrageous cases of fraud and extortion that I have personally ever come across. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, before you know it, July 1st will be here, and you know what that is. Yes, it's Dominion Day, or for you newbies out there, Canada Day. Why not go to the Rebel News store and check out all our wonderful Canada Day merchandise? In fact, there's even a t-shirt for people like me that says Happy Dominion Day. And get a load of this, folks. if you put in promo code Canada25. Buy one item, get the second item 25% off. So no matter what you call July 1st, how can you lose with an offer like that? Happy Dominion Day!